Welcome back to Cerebro Motion. Today I want to share something that genuinely excites me. There are 5 simple, science-backed exercises you can do at home. Exercise 1. Sit to stand. For our final movement, you'll need a sturdy chair. Sit toward the front edge, feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart, arms crossed over your chest. Now push through your feet and rise to standing, without using your hands. Pause standing tall for a moment. Then lower yourself back down with full control. Don't just drop. That slow descent is where a lot of the strength building happens. 10 repetitions. What's working? Quadriceps, glutes, hip flexors, and your core. It's a complete lower body movement. Why it matters. This exercise is so powerful that researchers at the University of Buffalo used chair stand speed as one of just 2 measures to predict longevity in a study of 5,000 people. Researchers tracked participants for 8 years and found that those with faster sit-to-stand test times were significantly more likely to live longer. Science Daily. The sit-to-stand mirrors the most essential movement of daily life. Getting up from a chair, a sofa, a toilet, the floor. When this movement becomes difficult, independence starts to shrink. When this movement stays strong, everything else stays easier. The full daily routine. Here's your complete circuit. 10 overhead presses, 10 wall press-ups, 5 step-back lunges each leg, 10 calf raises, 10 sit-to-stands. Rest 30 seconds. Repeat 2 to 3 times total. Total time, 8 to 12 minutes. That's it. Exercise 2. Wall press-up. Stand facing a wall, about arm's length away. Place your hands flat on the wall at shoulder height, slightly wider than shoulder width. Now bend your elbows and bring your chest toward the wall in a controlled arc. Don't let your hips sag or your lower back arch. Then press firmly back to the start. 10 repetitions, slow and deliberate. What's working? The pectorals, chest, anterior deltoids, front of shoulders, and triceps, your pushing muscle group. Your core is working quietly in the background to keep your spine neutral. Why it matters. This pattern, pushing against resistance, is something you do dozens of times a day without thinking. Getting up from the floor, pushing open a heavy door, bracing yourself on a counter. Building this strength also protects your wrists, elbows, and shoulder joints from impact-related injury. The wall press-up is ideal because you control the difficulty simply by adjusting how far you stand from the wall. Closer means easier, further means harder. It's infinitely scalable. Exercise 3. Step back lunge. Stand tall near a wall or chair if you need support. From a standing position, step 1 foot back behind you and lower your back knee gently toward the floor. Both knees should be at roughly a 90-degree angle. Keep your front foot flat, your chest tall. Push through your front heel to return to standing. Then, alternate legs. 5 repetitions on each side. What's working? Quadriceps, glutes, gluteus maximus and medius, hamstrings, and calves. Crucially, your core and hip stabilizers work hard to keep you from wobbling. Why it matters? The lunge is a single leg movement, which means it trains your body to manage weight on 1 foot at a time. Exactly what walking, climbing stairs, and stepping off a curb require. Falling is the third cause of chronic disability worldwide, and sarcopenia-related muscle loss is a leading driver of fall risk in older adults. The lunge directly targets the strength and coordination gaps that lead to falls. It also improves hip mobility, which tends to tighten with age and inactivity, pulling on the lower back and changing gait in ways that silently increase injury risk. MDPI. Exercise 4. Calf raises. Stand behind a chair or near a wall. Use it for light support if needed, but try not to lean heavily on it. Feet hip-width apart. Now, lift both heels off the floor, rising onto your toes as high as you can. Hold for a full second at the top. Lower slowly. Repeat 10 times. What's working? The gastrocnemius and soleus muscles of the calf, and the intrinsic muscles around the ankle joint. Going slowly and pausing at the top significantly increases the challenge. Why it matters? Your calves are your body's secondary heart. Every time they contract, they pump blood back up from your lower legs toward your heart, reducing the risk of swelling, blood clots, and circulatory issues. They also absorb the impact of every step you take. More immediately, ankle stability. Uneven ground, unexpected steps, moments of imbalance. Your ankles are the first line of defense. Weak calf and ankle muscles mean slower reaction time when you start to fall. Strong calves are a literal fall prevention tool, and research published in PubMed confirms that loss of muscle function in the elderly directly increases the risk of fall-related injuries, which often require costly hospitalization and extended rehabilitation. Do not underestimate this simple exercise. Exercise 5. Overhead press. We're starting up top. Stand or sit tall, hold a pair of light dumbbells, or 2 water bottles, whatever you have. Bring your hands to shoulder height, elbows bent. Now press both arms straight overhead until they're fully extended. Pause for a moment at the top. Then lower slowly and with full control back to the start. That's 1 rep. We're doing 10. What's working? Shoulders, specifically the deltoids, plus your triceps, upper trapezius, and the stabilizing muscles of your upper back. Your core also fires throughout to keep you upright. Why it matters? Think about every time you reach for something above your head, putting away groceries, grabbing something from a shelf, lifting a bag into the overhead compartment on a plane. These are the exact muscles doing that work. When they weaken, those tasks become risky. When they're strong, you move freely and without fear. Poor shoulder strength also contributes to the forward-rounded posture so common after 60, the kind that compresses the spine, restricts breathing, and signals to your body that it's getting old. Pressing overhead counters all of that. That's your 5 exercises for strength, balance, and longevity, straight from the science. If you found this valuable, please share it with someone you care about who's over 60. You might be giving them something genuinely important. Subscribe to Cerebro Motion for more research-backed videos on keeping your mind and body performing at their best as you age. New videos every week. The links to the studies mentioned in this video are in the description below. Take a look if you want to go deeper into the research. Stay strong, stay mobile, and I'll see you in the next one.